forgot to use the microphone. Are you ready? Oh. Hi, Dad. Well, everybody wanted to hear about how Don and I first met. And that was April 29, 1950, almost 40 years ago. We met on April 29th. We married on April 29th, 6 years later, and we've been married now for 33 years. Long time, huh, Dad? Well, it was really a strange way that we had met. We went to a dance. Auntie Tami and Checo and I went with Ethel's brother to a dance in Long Beach. And actually, it was the first time we had ever been out of Gardena to any kind of a function. So we were kind of all excited, and we were going to meet all these new people and these guys and all this stuff. And I was 1 month short of being 16. I was still 15 years old. So we go into this dance, and it's real dark in there, and there's all this music playing, and the three of us kind of huddled together, went off in this little corner because we had never been out with the other than church or that type of thing. But we were feeling pretty excited about it. And then when the music started, and then this guy comes walking up, and he says, "May I have this dance?" So I said, "Well, yeah, okay." And it was done. And he's a man of very few words, even back then. That was the only thing he said, "May I have this dance?" And we danced, and music was over, so he took me back to the seat. Music started again. He comes back, and he says, "You want to dance?" So we danced again. And after about the second dance, he comes back, and we sit, and I sat down, and he sits down next to me, and he's still holding my hand, and I'm going, I don't know who this guy is, and he's not saying much. And pretty soon I see Auntie Tami, she leans over like that, and she goes, "Who is that?" And I said, "I don't know." And Don's just sitting there holding my hand like we belong together. And so therefore that evening, nobody else asked me to dance because they thought I was with him. And then spent the whole evening together, and then he says, see, we went with this Lou Sakata, and he says, "Lou has to take Jim Takatani home, so would it be all right if I take you home?" And I thought, gosh, I don't even know this guy. And I'm kind of shy, and I'm not looking at him, so I don't even know what his face looked like. All I know is he was wearing this black leather jacket, and my face was in the jacket. But I thought, gee, I don't know. So I asked Tommy, "Think I should go home with him?" And she says, "Gee, I don't know." And I said, "Well, Lou says that it would be better if I go home with him because he had another person to take home, and there wasn't enough room." So I says, "Well, I guess it'd be okay." So we go, before we left, Tommy, Checo, and I went back into the bathroom, and I was thinking to myself, gee, when I go out there, I won't even know who he is because I don't really know what he looks like. You know, they keep those dance places pretty dark. I said, all I know is he's wearing this leather jacket. And I said, the strange part of that was he's wearing this leather jacket, and I'm wearing a dotted Swiss blouse, you know, kind of short sleeve and a drendel skirt. Now, either I was awfully cold or he had to have been awfully warm because we were dressed completely opposite. Anyway, that's how we met. And I don't know, I guess I must have liked him because I didn't tell him to get lost or anything. We spent the whole evening with very few words. We danced and held hands. And that's how we met. And he still doesn't talk very much. He's still that way, man of few words. And now that I think back, I says, gosh, we've been married now for 33 years. Is it 34? We got married in 1956. That's 33, right? I don't know, 33 years. Gosh, it seems so long ago. Then 6 years. So we've really been had a relationship now for almost 40 years, and it's been pretty good. You're looking still pretty young there, too, Dad. Well, well, I guess I'd like to say, too, is that it's been a good 40 years, and he's been by my side all those 40 years, and I couldn't ask for more than that.
You can say star. I'm sorry. Hi, Don. Happy 60th birthday and happy retirement. The big day has finally come, hasn't it? I really envy you. You've already been practicing your retirement for 1 week. How does it feel? I think you're going to get bored, huh? No? Well, at least you can go fishing. I'm really happy you're retiring in good health, lots of money, and Amy's still working. I mean, you got it made. No complaints, huh? Amy says you're going to do the cooking and the vacuuming, and you've already started doing the dishes. You already mow the lawn, wash the cars. What else is Amy going to have you do? I mean, gee, she may never retire. She's got it made, huh? You might want to go back to work and have her retire, have it the other way around. Grandma and I wish you many, many more years of happy retirement and good health. And you've been a very good brother-in-law, and you've taken good care of Amy. So thank you very much, Don. We love you. Huh?
Are you done?
Uh-huh. Glenn just mentioned that you all couldn't see my beautiful face, so I'm going to turn this way and say a few more words. And Amy's laughing. What are you laughing about? So just in addition, when Amy was reminiscing about when you and she first met, brought back a lot of memories. But do you remember that for a long time, whenever you and Amy went out, I had to go with you? I was the chaperone. And when Dad and Mom finally said that you could go out on your own, I remember you came over, and I was sitting in the chair with my pajamas on, and you looked at me and you said, "Aren't you ready yet?" And I said, "Tonight and from now on, you're all on your own." And you had the biggest grin on your face. I'll never forget it. Okay.
Hello, Kenji. Congratulations for your birthday and on your retirement. And I'd like to say something about you when you were growing up. You always used to go with your brothers. The three of you would always go together to play. And when you were small, you were always so fair that you dirty your face and it would be more noticeable. And you dirty your clothes more too. And you were a little more active, so more than your brother, so you were a little hard to handle, but you turned out to be a nice boy. And that's about all I can say.
Hi, Kenji. Congratulations on your retirement and your birthday. Your retirement has finally arrived, and I'm happy for you. They wanted me to recall some times when we were small, but the only thing I can say is that when we were younger, we were always going out together. I remember going to the Borgeses to play, which was the dairy, and we used to play with Leo. And one time I remember when we went to catch crabs on the side of Western Avenue, and we took them to the airport, and the guy there said he would give us a ride on a plane, but we didn't do it because we were afraid to get onto the airplane. So we just gave him the crabs for free, and we came home. Another thing I recall is that we used to always chase Art, Tero around the block. Us two, you and I would always be chasing him and just to tease him or whatever. See, what other things could I say? We used to go door to door selling these seed samples, I think they were. Some samples. And we used to go and sell these samples, and then as a result we would receive some kind of prizes and different sorts of things. Other things well, anyway, we just had a good time together. And I wish, hi, it's me again. I just called Art, our brother Art, and to see if he could recall some things that we had done when we were younger. And here's some of the things that he recalled. He says we used to take and sell chicken eggs to the hardware store on the corner. Remember when we used to have chickens in the backyard? We used to take the chicken eggs and sell it. The other thing was, he recalls when you and he hitched a ride on the back of a bread truck, and it was going to go past Moser's. Remember Moser's? It was going to go drive past their house. So before they were going by there, you tried to get off and you fell off. Another time, he says we dug a hole on the side of the garage, and we waited for the rain to start so that we could, so it would fill with water, and then we could swim in it. We used to make skateboard coasters out of boxes and 2x4s and ride on them, and then also we used to make little sailboats out of wood, and then we'd sail them on the side of Western. Remember that? Also, I remember your first car, which was a 36 Ford, and your car after that was a 40 Ford. Arts wasn't there when you first brought it home, but I recall that. I guess that's about it then. That's it.
It's your birthday, and happy birthday.
60th.
And your special 60th birthday, which means in Japanese, let me see now the word. Already I forgot. Kanreki. Kanreki means it's a year ending of the first 60th year and starting a new life. Kanreki means to start a new life, and this is what you're going to do. You're going to retire from your job and then start a new life. And I hope you will have a real long, happy, retired life. I like to say a lot of things, some funny things and all I was thinking about, but now you want me to sing a shiging? Because when I was little, and when Glenn and Brian was born, you were a nice husband to Amy, and you had gave me, well, Don is, Fred is gone already, but it was a two good-looking grandchild, and now I have another two twin grandchildren, great-grandchildren, all because of you and Amy got together, and now what else now? But anyway, I was going to say something about, what was that I was just trying to say?
Remember?
Remember, I say remember, there's so many things. Well, because of Don is so nice, a lot of time when you give away a daughter, that's mean you lost a daughter and I gained a son because we never had son. Don, afraid once a boy when Amy was born, but instead another girl came along, so we never have a boy. So we had Don as a son-in-law, as a son, and he's quiet and real nice, and we always get invited to her home, and Don never say anything because Tommy and I are very chatterbox and noisy, but he puts up with that. How long am I going to talk? Okay, I'm talking too much. Once I start talking, I think I can quit, huh? But anyway,
Say bye.
bye-bye.
Okay, I wanted to say happy birthday and happy retirement to my brother, Don. And Glenn wanted me to think of some memories from when we were little, but I can think of some things, but I don't know if he remembers them quite like I do. I can remember when he was working and Nancy and I had to go wake him up, and we used to argue over who had to wake him up because he was kind of grouchy when he woke up. So we used to fight about whose turn it was, and most often I think she convinced me it was my turn. So I had to wake him up the most, I think. But I remember him always going around shadow boxing, you know, so I don't know, I think he was boxing at that time or something, but he was always going around the house shadow boxing, and I often wondered if he was going to hit me, but he never did. Maybe he wanted to, but he didn't. Actually, I think I was pretty little when he was still at home. There's such a big age difference. No, I'm just kidding. So I remember bits and pieces, but I don't remember day-to-day things, just probably a lot of the embarrassing things and the funny things. But I always thought he was rather cool for a brother. And he seemed so much older and more glamorous and everything. And then, of course, when Amy came into the picture, then we used to always pretend weddings and things, and we would be them, you know. But now that I think about it, I do have a lot of memories of our childhood, and they're good memories. And I do hope that that you enjoy your retirement and